This is QTV News, broadcasting from the Gambia, and I am Mamadou Gajaga. Our top stories. Disorder at the National Assembly as Tourism Minister appears for questioning. Soldiers were also arrested, paraded, and allegedly executed by shooting, witness alleged. Ministry of Justice organizes a 3-day universal periodic training. Those are our top stories, and now the news in detail. Minister of Tourism and Culture Ahmad N.K. Ba on Tuesday appeared before deputies to answer questions relating to his ministry. The session led to dramatic confrontations between the minister and MPs. Alif Sise has more on this story.
Appearing before deputies on Tuesday, Minister Ahmad Ba was questioned on his ministry's plans for the tourism sites in the island of Janjanbureh.
Georgetown, in particular, is factored in the NCAC plans and has been included in Gambia's tentative list of UNESCO World Heritage inscription as an extension of the Kunta Kinte and related sites property whose outstanding universal value rests on its association with the early European penetration of the region through the very navigable River Gambia.
With people claiming ownership of the historic sites within Janjanbureh, Ba further reveals to deputies that the government must establish ownership of the historic sites before investing in them.
The government of the Gambia is about to set up a commission that would investigate, study, and advise government as to how we should proceed with the issue of acquiring these properties back to the state. But we would certainly have to go through due process. As you know, we are in a new democratic dispensation. We want to follow the due process of the law and make sure that what belongs to the state come back to the state. How they acquire these things, that commission would certainly advise us and tell us. And in this vein, I request your support and the support of this august body.
According to him, a commission will be set up immediately after a new board for the National Center for Arts and Culture is constituted. Many, including students, have embarked on excursion to Janjanbureh, a place believed to host a slave house. But Ba has a different belief after describing it as a so-called slave house and cave.
The so-called slave house constitutes a misinterpretation of historical facts because the relevant historic building and its so-called dungeon or cave date to a period long after the abolition of the slave trade. It is established fact that the building was a trading house belonging to the CFAO and its spaces, including the cellars referred to as slave dungeon, caves, are reminiscents of European buildings of the period of legitimate commerce and the onset of colonialism in 1890s.
He further reveals that there have been transformation at the stone circles in Wasu, which is under the NCAC since 2006. He added that there are plans to transform the stone circle arcade batch in Nyanija.
The last 53 years, subsequent government have not invested in arts and culture. And that has deprived this country of thousands of jobs and millions of dollars. Billions rather. We have one of the biggest economies in the world, the United States, has more contribution from the creative arts and culture in terms of revenue than any other source.
The session turned out confrontational after the tourism minister claimed that the Parliament Select Committee on Arts and Culture and Tourism has not been engaging his ministry.
This minister speaking has never been summoned by this committee. This minister in question has never been summoned by this committee. We have never been summoned by this committee to come and give explanation or update on the
Madam Speaker.
Point of observation.
We have never been asked for an explanation.
Point of observation.
No observation, no order, but please,
the minister should be told that this committee has never summoned his ministry.
He's talking to honorable people. I am not going to entertain his body gesture, not pointing at honorable members of Assembly. Honorable Minister, thank you very much.
At this point, Speaker Madam Jack Denton intervened and called for decorum and order. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliu Sise.
The Odli Tusana Sabali, a former junta member and the then AFPRC vice chairman, appears before the TRRC to continue his testimony. John C.B. Mendy reveals to the commission that he took part in both the 1994 coup d'etat and also allegedly confessed to the commission to participating in the killings of some captured soldiers during the November 11 incident. Babukar Sise reports.
During his testimony, John C.B. Mendy accused that After taking part in the 1994 coup d'etat, he was assigned to be the orderly to Sana Sabali a few weeks later. During this period, Mendy denies taking part in neither the torture and beatings of civilians nor the detainees at Mile 2. On the event of November 11th, the witness asserted how the junta members, their orderlies and other soldiers prepared themselves to attack Yundum Barracks.
We had lunch, we were relaxing. For me, I thought everything is over. We were relaxing, he called us, Sana, he called us. Then he said, let everybody react. That means let everybody fall in. We call each other, and then he said, can you get your various rooms and dressed in full combat, because the meeting we had in Yundum Barracks, these people prepared for an attack.
On this particular occasion, did you have a weapon?
I have.
What type of weapon did you have?
It's an AK, this newly type AK with launcher.
AK what?
AK-47.
Yes, did you take any extra magazines?
I have extra magazines.
How many extra magazines?
3.
3. And so you said the council members converged at Sana's house.
Yes.
And those who came included Edward and his entourage, Edward Singate and his entourage, Yankuba Ture and his entourage, Sadibu Haidara and his entourage. Did anybody else who is not a council member and not a member of their entourage come to that place?
No.
And what happened after they arrived?
After they arrived, they entered inside Sana's resident room, sitting room. We were outside, they came out and they said, let us go. We all jumped into various vehicles.
After arresting some soldiers at Yundum Barracks and put on board a truck, he said, they again moved to attack Fajara Barracks, in which other soldiers were also arrested, paraded, and allegedly executed by firing at them.
We entered through the back gate.
All of them?
Yes, through the back gate, and then we spread. After that, an order was given for the captured soldier to be brought down. Sana gave order for us to fire them.
From Fajara Barracks, he explained the junta members, their orderlies and other soldiers headed again for Yundum Barracks, where more soldiers were picked up, and they headed to another execution ground in Sifo village.
Upon my arrival at Yundum Barracks, I met one Land Rover standing, and the detainees were inside that Land Rover. We proceeded to Sifo area, to Sifo N.
And tell us what happened when
we
you
reached
arrived at Sifo N.
When we reached Sifo, we passed the village, drive for some time, and then we branch off by the left. When we alighted from the vehicle, and the detainees were paraded, they are going to be executed. And then he himself, Sana, said, say your last prayers. Kneel down and say your last prayers. Then they kneel down. When an order is given that we are going to kill them, what I did was I was trying by all means not to participate in killing. I try all means, how will I dodge these things? Until before the shooting, I did manage to sneak from the group, get behind the vehicle, get into our vehicle, trying to do some things that to say that I am doing something whilst I didn't do something. I was just trying to dodge away from killing.
How was the order given?
Shoot them and kill them.
And what followed? immediately after that?
Shooting followed. Rapid shooting followed.
He also spoke about the eventual arrest of Sana Sabali and Sadibu Haidara and his own arrest just 4 days after. He claimed that he spent 641 days in Mile 2 prison under horrible conditions before he was later released. Babukar Sise, QTV News.
A 3-day training on Universal Periodic Review of Gambia's human rights records begins Tuesday at the Ocean Bay Hotel in Bakau. The training is organized by the Ministry of Justice with support from the Commonwealth Secretariat. The Solicitor General presided over the opening ceremony. Ansumana Esonyasi reports.
Universal Periodic Review is a unique process which involves a review of the human rights records of all UN member states, and it is designed to ensure equal treatment for every country when their human rights situations are assessed. The third review of the Gambia is scheduled for November this year, and as a result, the Gambia's periodic report to the Human Rights Council is proposed for submission in July 2019. In view of this development, the Ministry of Justice, in collaboration with the Commonwealth Secretariat on Tuesday, held the opening ceremony of a 3-day inter-ministerial training on the periodic review. Delivering a statement, Solicitor General Chorna Marina said the latest report is expected to highlight a significant improvement by the government of the Gambia in promoting and protecting human rights in the country.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Gambia government is determined and committed to fulfilling its human rights obligations, especially its international human rights treaty body obligations. Of course, you are all aware that the Gambia is a party to a number of international human rights treaties. In fact, the Gambia now is a party to all the 9 core human rights treaties of the UN. And that is as a result of the latest, the ratification of the United Nations Conventions against against torture that the Gambia, deposited, sometime last year. And so the Gambia is now on the trajectory to become the champion of human rights that it has always been known for. But of course, signing human rights treaties alone is not enough. As we all know, we are all subject to, a constant review of our human rights practices and developments.
The Commonwealth Secretariat Human Rights Advisor, Sumeda Ekana Yake, said human rights institutions, NGOs and Parliament have critical roles to play in enhancing and promoting human rights in the Gambia.
In accordance with the Commonwealth Secretariat's current strategic and delivery plans, the Human Rights Unit has a mandate to support our member states, in particular small states like the Gambia, in their preparation for the Universal Periodic Review in all its stages, namely prior to the review, during the review in Geneva, and post-review implementation of accepted recommendations, as well as in their efforts to address the backlog of treaty body reporting, especially those which are pending for over 10 years or more.
Meanwhile, the latest Human Rights Watch report on the Gambia indicates a dramatic improvement since the change of government in 2017. Ansumana Sonyasi for QTV News.
The Gambia is hosting the first ever Rotary District Conference called the 9101 meeting involving 10 West African states. The high-level meeting, currently ongoing at Q City under the supervision of District Governor-elect Rotarian Aki Allen, aims to map out ways forward, train assistant district governors and increase the number of Rotarians in West Africa. Babukar C has the rest of the story.
Rotary District 9101 comprises of 10 West African countries with a theme for 2019-2020, Rotary Connecting the World. Rotary International President-elect Mark Daniel Maloney explaining his vision for building a stronger Rotary, calling on leaders to expand connections to their communities and to embrace innovative membership models. The 5-day gathering will provide an opportunity for members in West Africa to discuss and come out with plans and way forward in expanding membership, train assistant district governors and the fundraising committees in resource tapping and helping out communities and the needy. Melfina Bekubet, a delegate from Sierra Leone, says she is happy to meet fellow Rotarians from other countries.
I believe it's a good forum to meet other members of the Rotary family, the international family, and in particular the district family. It's a way of networking, it's a way of fellowshipping, and it's a way of learning more about what Rotary has to offer. We get different training on different aspects of the Rotary procedures and processes, and it's just a good place to be. I think with a lot of organizations generally, you have people who are active and those who are not so active. I think perhaps with a conference like this, an assembly like this, it kind of motivates people to be more active, and maybe once you've joined, if you feel like you're flagging and are not feeling so interested, something like this will make you feel more motivated. It's the first step in connecting us all. I mean, we have Francophones and Anglophones all coming together, people from different West African countries coming together, and yes, it is a way of connecting the world. I think people are, once they're here, we feel like brothers and sisters together, and I think that's the first step in connecting the world.
After this 5 days convergence, what do you expect to gain going back home?
Well, as a fairly new member, it's given me a better insight into what Rotary is all about. Although I've been the secretary for the past couple of years, I'm learning a lot more about what Rotary is about, how Rotary procedures are followed, and what things you have to do to, for example, apply for grants, and how you can use that to help your own country.
For his part, Ake Allen, District Governor 9101, has been telling us more about the 5-day gathering and what Gambian Rotarians seek to benefit from the conference.
The first 2 days of this conference assembly is purely on training. Today, we are telling the assistant governors, those who represent me in the various countries, what they expected to do. Now, tomorrow, we shall focus our attention to the incoming leaders of each club. That is to say, the incoming presidents, the incoming secretaries, and the incoming treasurers. And again, they have to be subjected to a serious and a rigorous training so that they can do what is expected of Rotary, and that together the overall performance in every country, every club, and by extension the district will be measured very positively. Now, we constantly look at different strategies to build up our membership. Rotary is a membership organization, and the truth is, without a strong membership base, it is virtually impossible to achieve the goals of Rotary. So this conference is going to remind members who are here, and I believe there are as many as 600 participants, and when they are here, they will be fully equipped by the time they leave, fully equipped with the knowledge and skill to be able to build up on membership. As at now, we have a membership globally of 1.2 million. But we hope by the end of next year, this figure would have grown by at least 10%. So we'll be looking at 1.4%. Now, the clubs are encouraged to take up projects. This is the action that each club is expected to carry out. Now, if that is done, because each club has got its autonomy, it's got its independence, and they can choose a project that they know they can manage. Now, if that is done, the overall benefit of the country is huge. If we have 5 clubs, it means that they could have 5 projects. And each project, you could have as much, you can spend as much as $200,000 US.
Rotary Movement was founded in 1905 as a service organization of professionals dedicated to supporting the needy in their communities. The focus areas of the movement are peace and conflict resolution, disease prevention and treatment, water and sanitation, children and maternal health, basic education and illiteracy, and economic and community development. Babu Karsi, QTV News.
The Gambia Immigration Department on Tuesday held the official opening of the Risk Analysis Cell. The cell was inaugurated at the headquarters of the Gambia Immigration Department in Banjul and forms part of efforts under the Africa Frontex Intelligence Community, projects that include a setting up of 8 across designated African countries during a 3-year period. Omar P. Jallo has more on this story.
Speaking at the inauguration ceremony, the Deputy Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Interior, Usman Sisay, who spoke on behalf of the Interior Minister, indicated that lack of proper intelligence have often had what he calls a devastating impact on countries.
We believe that this will enhance the availability of up-to-date information.
Et je crois que cela va vraiment faciliter la disponibilité des informations.
On issues relating to movement of people.
Sur des questions liées à la circulation des gens.
And it will further facilitate proper planning.
Et cela va faciliter la planification.
Yes, on the movement of people.
Sur la circulation des gens.
At this forum, we believe
Ce forum, nous croyons,
will improve the capacity of officials
va améliorer la capacité des officiers et personnels
on data collection,
sur la collecte des données,
analysis and management.
analyse et gestion.
This initiative
Cette initiative
is relevant to the security sector reform agenda of the government of the Gambia,
est pertinente à l'agenda de réforme du
as the reform includes the improvement of the capacity of the
puisque
people.
cela comprend le renforcement des capacités.
I strongly believe
Je crois que
that the trained analysts
les analystes formés
will add value
ajouteront de valeur
to the service delivery of the security sector.
The effective analysis of information, he said, was therefore important in projecting trends of migrations and also predicting threats and vulnerable situations that may emerge out of irregular migration. The Frontex head of third countries analyst sector, Roman Fantini, explained that the decision to select Gambia to host RACs was based on the commitment of the country that has actively participated in programs sanctioned by AFECT.
And since then, our community grew both in size and capacity to produce analysis and knowledge for our stakeholders.
Et depuis lors, nos deux communautés ont constaté une croissance en taille et dans le travail pour renforcer les compétences dans notre domaine.
And I have to stress that our community, AFIC, was also recognized by the relevant European and African actors as a model of effective multilateral cooperation in the field of information sharing and joint analysis.
The representative of the European Union delegations to the Gambia, Enya Brown, also mentioned that the European Union was always willing to support government to address the root causes of illegal migration.
Strengthening of Africa Frontex intelligence community is a project implemented by Frontex and funded by the European Commission over a period of 3 years, from 2000.
Le renforcement des compétences dans le domaine de la frontière, c'est un travail mis en œuvre par l'Union européenne pour une durée de 3 ans.
The project targets the need for close cooperation with AFRIC countries along the entire smuggling route.
Le projet a pour cible le renforcement des liens entre les groupes parties prenantes,
including through provision of strengthening police responses and improving the collection, sharing and analysis of data.
y compris le renforcement des capacités des agents de police et surtout la collecte des données.
The free movement of people is one of the founding principles of both ECOWAS and the European Union.
The Director General of the Gambia Immigration Department, Sidi Mukhtar Toure, said the official launching of the risk analysis cell is aimed at improving information and data collection.
It could be recalled that Frontex, in collaboration with Africa Frontex Intelligence Community,
pour rappeler que Frontex avec la communauté africaine,
organized training on risk analysis and border management skills in September 2018 in Avila, Spain.
Organise des ateliers en 2018 en Espagne sur les questions de la gestion des frontières.
The Gambia was ably represented by participants from GID,
La Gambie était activement représentée par les participants de GIR,
the Gambia Police Force,
la police,
the State Intelligence Services,
les services d'intelligence,
and of course the Gambia Revenue Authority, which is the Customs and Excise.
et bien sûr les douanes, les personnels de douane.
Today
Aujourd'hui,
is the culmination of months of background work
c'est une combinaison du travail de préparation
on the part of the Gambia Immigration Department,
de la part de l'immigration de Gambie,
Ministry of Interior,
ministère de l'Intérieur
and Frontex.
et Frontex.
For this process started a long time ago,
Ce processus a commencé depuis lors.
And we are pleased that it has resulted to the creation of the Risk Analysis Cell.
Reporting for QTV News, I am Omar P. Jallo.
Before we end this bulletin of the news, a recap of our main stories. Minister of Tourism and Culture Ahmad N.K. Ba on Tuesday appeared before deputies to answer questions relating to his ministry. The session led to dramatic confrontations between the minister and MPs. The Odli Tusana Sabali, a former junta member and the then AFPRC vice chairman, appears before the TRRC to continue his testimony. John C.B. Mendy reveals to the commission that he took part in both the 1994 coup d'etat and also allegedly confessed to have participated in the killings of some captured soldiers during the November 11 incident. A 3-day training on Universal Periodic Review of Gambia's human rights records begins on Tuesday at the Ocean Bay Hotel in Bakau. The training is organized by the Ministry of Justice with support from the Commonwealth Secretariat. The Solicitor General presided over the ceremony. That's it for this bulletin of the news. Thank you very much for watching. Join us tomorrow for more news.